Hello, Avalon Park. We are here with Abel Janal with Project Think Forward, a nonprofit in Avalon Park that is talking about mental health awareness. Abel, welcome.
Hello, hi guys.
Can
How
you
are
tell
you?
us a little bit about what Project Forward Think Forward?
Yes, ma'am. So we started our nonprofit foundation back in August, and we haven't actually launched until this upcoming January. But essentially, we just offer free therapy to those that cannot afford it. We also have different focus groups and holistic remedies. Just for the average person that just doesn't know how to find the correct therapist or things like that, we do have a special team that I've handpicked personally of over 12 therapists in our network that can get you some help and things like that.
I know that when you talk about handpicked therapists, I know that that's a big thing, making sure that people are certified,
Mhm.
qualified. What's that vetting process look like?
So it's been a long process for me personally. At first, I was doing it by myself, and then I had my lead health coordinator actually come on, Alexandria Sanchez. She's a licensed therapist as well. But I just want to make sure that every single therapist aligns with our core values. That's being accountable, honest, passionate, caring, all those kind of things that I kind of pride myself on. Those are the kind of people that I look for. Obviously, aside from having the license and all that other, needed stuff.
Mental health is such a huge component to having a holistic, healthy
Mhm.
lifestyle. And I know, especially 2020 has been challenging for everyone,
Yes.
especially this time of year at the holidays. What are some healthy habits that people can do to help their mental health during this time?
Just some things that you can do right now at home. Honestly, it would be the phone, just kind of disconnecting. Right prior to bed, I would say at least an hour. These are things that I picked up from a therapist, just kind of working with them. When you're trying to get ready for bed, quote unquote, just kind of putting that phone far away from you because while we still stay on our phones in bed, our brain is still actively working, and that just kind of leads to not, actual a deep sleep, and then in the morning when you wake up, you're kind of groggy and things like that. So those are like some things that I do personally, and also in the morning, even when you wake up, actually give yourself time to actually quote unquote wake up because right when you wake up and your eyes open, you're not fully awake yet, and we automatically go quick grab the phone and things like that. So just try to give yourself time to wake up 10, 15 minutes. Get ready for the day, kind of think about everything that you got to do, and those are some things that I have done personally in the last year that have dramatically changed my whole day to day, without even going to see anybody or things like that.
So I know devices, electronics, technology; those are all things to really hard to kind of disconnect from. But yeah,
Right.
that absolutely helps. What about physical activity? What are some other ways that people can relax and find some mental health relief during this time?
Running, yoga, even just regular brisk walking. It doesn't have to be where your heart's like picking up speed, but just a regular, brisk walk outside, get some fresh air. Those things clear our mind, and especially right now where we've been so confined to the home, that getting outside would really, really help just kind of stress relief, even a little bit from a long day.
Great. I know that one of the philosophies of Project Think Forward is to really change that stigma that's out there about mental health.
Yes.
I think we all deal with stress, we all deal with our mental health in different ways. What would you say to people who are struggling with that stigma of mental health and struggling with where they need to go to get some assistance? What's the next steps that they can do?
I would first tell them because the big kind of issue with that is people always think it's only me that's having this problem. Nobody else is going through this, depression or PTSD or thing like that. Always remember that you're not alone. One, and the first step is just always talking about it. Make it be known like, yeah, you know what, I'm not happy. I am depressed, and that's not a bad thing. Me, myself, and I'm a outgoing person, but there was a time where I was going through my own depression, and I had to come to terms and say, "Well, you know what? It's okay to tell my friends, hey, I've been having a rough few months or not so good of days." So that first step I would say is just to kind of take ownership of it, and then from there you can take your steps to getting help, whether it's contacting us or even telling some of my family members, because sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. It may not always be a therapist or something like that, but just a close friend or maybe a family member or a different cousin, something to just kind of let that burden off of you and just kind of express how you feel.
And I know one of the big barriers with mental health too is maybe somebody identifies that they do need some help, but they don't have insurance or their insurance doesn't cover it. I think one of the really great things about Project Think Forward is that you're providing the service at no cost.
Correct, yeah. So obviously, if you do qualify to get our free therapy, we do sponsor the therapy for those that cannot afford it. And from there, we do offer 4 free sessions. And then from there, if you still want to continue with our therapist, we have a fee for service that's a discounted rate for our company, and it has no insurance involved or anything like that. So no matter what, it's still a very discounted rate, and we do have sponsorships in place for people that want to actually donate and things like that. So we will definitely get you the tools and the different paths to get you, going in the right direction.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you're doing for mental health awareness,
of course.
And there's some other things that you're doing right
Right.
now, especially during the holidays. You're not only helping with mental health, but you're giving back to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little about your toy drive.
So right now we're actually partnering with Avalon Park Group and a few storefronts here in Avalon. We are actually doing a toy drive from December 4th to the 18th to just get some toys to some kids this holiday season that cannot afford it, just to get them something open on actual Christmas Day, because we all know as children, I was once a kid, just opening up that gift on Christmas Day definitely, puts a smile on your face. So right now we are just collecting toys, and we are going to get them cleaned out to follow the CDC guidelines, and then we're going to get them wrapped and go ahead and get them sent off to some kids here in the local community.
And I know mental health is a huge issue for kids too.
Right.
So especially those this time of year who've already had a really tough year dealing with changes in school, being at home, and maybe not in the most ideal situation. This is a great way for the community to give back to some of those that are in need.
Yes.
And that kind of that holistic, healthy approach, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So Abel, tell us a little bit more about where we can find information if we want to look for some more details on your programs, how we can give back. What's the best way to get a hold of you and find out more about Project Think Forward?
So you can always go to our website at projectthinkforward.com, and that's with 1 T for project and for think. You can also check out our socials on Facebook and on Instagram at Project Think Forward. And you can also send us an email if you want to sponsor, if you want to get involved, if you want to volunteer, at info@projectthinkforward.com.
That's great. There was a question about what's the contact information. Can you maybe say the phone number and the email again?
So the email is info@projectthinkforward.com, and that's a 1 T for project and for think. And that's going to actually be our best way of contact currently. Or you can also send a message on Facebook or on Instagram as well, but the email will be the best bet. It'll be the fastest way to get to us.
Great. Thank you so much, Abel.
Yes,
appreciate it for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Abel's located right here in Avalon Park and is here to help those who need it,
Yes.
not just this time of year, but
All
any
year.
time of year.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, that is Project, PROJEC, thinkforward.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And we thank you and wish you happy holidays, Abel.